Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips, and today is August 30th, 2022. Big day in the NFL today as all teams had to get down to 53 players by 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a sad day for a lot of players because for some of them, it's the end of their career. Buccaneers are no different. We got some cuts today, some surprising ones as well. To start off with, shocking everyone, wide receiver Tyler Johnson was released. Now, Tyler Johnson had a great preseason. He's played for us. He made some great catches and helped us get to the playoffs, and that was win a Super Bowl. Don't know what was going on there, but the Buccaneers decided to release him. We are extremely deep in the receiving core, so I figured he was going to beat Scotty Miller out, but it appears a special teams production by Scotty Miller was the deciding factor, and Tyler Johnson has been released from the Buccaneers. The Bucs have also traded inside linebacker Grant Stuard to the Indianapolis Colts. Now, Grant Stuard was Mr. Irrelevant last year. He was drafted, the very last player drafted. The Colts receive Stuard and a 2023 seventh-round pick from the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers receive a 2023 sixth-round pick from the Indianapolis Colts. Now, it's interesting. We just played the Colts in preseason, so I guess they liked what they saw from Grant Stuard. It's a shame. Going to miss him. He was a good guy. Another surprising move, Bucs have released safety Logan Ryan. If you recall, we picked that veteran up during the offseason. He was one of our big pickups in free agency. But this is most likely due to the Buccaneers needing a roster spot for Ryan Jensen. So they're going to put Ryan Jensen on injured reserve once the 53-man roster is set. Those are the new rules now. That means they can bring Ryan Jensen back during the season. If you put a player on injured reserve before the 53-man roster is set, then they can't come back for the rest of the season. Apparently, Ryan Jensen is going to be able to come back, or we're hoping he is during the season. But Logan Ryan, because he's a veteran, he does not have to go to the waiver wire process. He can basically just sit there and wait for the Bucs to bring him back to be placed on the 53-man roster once they put Ryan Jensen on injured reserve. That's my theory anyhow. Buccaneers also had a whole bunch of cuts to make. I'm going to go through the list real quick. We released wide receiver Deven Thompkins, running back Patrick Laird, tight end J.J. Howland, wide receiver Jerreth Sterns, wide receiver Kaylon Geiger Sr, center John Molchon, cornerback Don Gardner, kicker Jose Borregales, offensive tackle Dylan Cook, safety Nolan Turner, defensive lineman Mike Greene, Benning Potoa'e, and Will Previlon, outside linebackers Andre Anthony, Elijah Ponder, and Jordan Young, quarterback Ryan Griffin, who, surprise, surprise, we're going to bring him back, put him back on the practice squad. He's only been there for, 8 years. Defensive tackle Deadrin Senat. Now, that's a shocker. He did really good in the preseason. I liked him. Offensive linebacker Genard Avery, who we just signed, I think, Friday. Cornerback Kyler McMichael. Guard Sadarius Hutcherson. Cornerback Chris Cooper. And safety Troy Warner. Now, in a surprise move, our division rival, the Saints, traded defensive back Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to the Eagles. Now, this was the shocker. Apparently, they could not get a contract extension worked out and just decided to trade him. That's good for us. Get him out of our division. We won't have to play him twice a year. The Bills have released former Buccaneer O.J. Howard. He didn't last long there. He was signed there this year when we released him early in the year. Broncos have released perennial journeyman cornerback and former Buccaneers Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson was drafted by the Buccaneers in the 5th round of the 2008 NFL Draft. He played with us for a while, but since then he's gone on and made a record for himself. He's played with 14 NFL teams and 4 different leagues. He's played in the NFL, the UFL, the AAF, and the XFL. That's amazing. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. That covers the trades and cuts today. Buccaneers seem set for their 53-man roster, and it's time to get the season going. There will probably be some more moves later in the week. And tomorrow, of course, when players are eligible for the waiver wire, we might pick some people up or whatever. But a lot of these guys are going to be put back on the practice squad. So we'll see. We'll have news for you when that happens. But until then, go Bucs.